is Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Hello, I'm Gamachi Samadira, your news host for this hour. Stay with us. We'll begin with Ethiopia and the United States. Ethiopia and the United States have signed a $1.6 billion five-year health cooperation memorandum of understanding (MOU). The agreement was signed between Finance Minister Ahmed Shide, Health Minister Dr. Magdas Daba, and the United States Ambassador to Ethiopia, Ervin Masinga. Under the agreement, the United States government committed up to $1.016 billion grant financing and $150 million additional grant based on performance to be channeled through the supporting Ethiopia's national health priorities over the coming years. The government of Ethiopia, in turn, will allocate additional $450 million in co-financing, policy leadership and effective implementation to ensure sustainability, accountability and measurable impact. Speaking on the occasion, Finance Minister Ahmed Shide said the MOU sends a strong political signal of trust and confidence between the two governments, reaffirming continued collaboration despite a rapidly changing global environment.
Today's signing is a testament for continuation of that enduring partnership and a reaffirmation of our shared commitment to the well-being of our people. This significant co-financing arrangement reflects a true partnership, one that is built on shared responsibility, national ownership, and mutual accountability. I reaffirm the government of Ethiopia's full commitment to the successful implementation of this agreement, strengthening the historic partnership between Ethiopia and the United States for the benefit of our people.
He added that the agreement reflects a shared commitment to addressing cross-border public health challenges and recognizes health security as a pillar of national, regional and global stability. Health Minister Dr. Magdas Daba said the financing will support priority interventions and disease prevention and control, public health surveillance, laboratory systems, health workforce development and emergency preparedness and response. She explained that the MOU emphasizes sustainable development, joint financing and measures to make Ethiopia's health services more resilient and effective. The partnership will focus on critical areas including HIV and AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria, maternal and child health, polio eradication, and preparedness for infectious disease outbreaks. The United States Ambassador to Ethiopia, Ervin Masinga, described the agreement as a strong example of sustainable development, co-investment, and mutual accountability.
We will, together, strengthen health information systems, streamline supply chains, and support the digitalization of the health data system, ensuring that Ethiopia's health system is resilient and responsive. Today's Memorandum of Understanding builds on more than 120 years of bilateral relations and decades of health cooperation between our two countries. Together, we have reduced child and maternal mortality, fought infectious diseases, and built a foundation for a stronger, comprehensive health system. Today's MOU opens a new five-year chapter, one defined by shared responsibility, transparency, and a clear expectation that Ethiopia will drive its own future by mobilizing resources and sustaining health gains for generations to come.
The ambassador emphasized the U.S.'s ongoing commitment to enhancing health information systems, improving supply chain efficiency, and advancing the digitalization of health data in Ethiopia. The MOU aims to serve as a foundation for increased cooperation over the next 5 years. It will support Ethiopia's efforts to develop a resilient and responsive health sector. Ultimately, the partnership seeks to strengthen national public health and ensure better health outcomes. Army Chief Mohammed al-Haddad and 4 senior officers died in a plane crash south of Ankara, Turkish officials say. Libya declares 3 days of mourning after the army chief died in a plane crash near Ankara. Libya's Presidency Council President Mohamed Manfi calls the deaths a grave loss for Libya's military and the nation. Libya has declared 3 days of national mourning following the deaths of Army Chief of Staff Mohammed al-Haddad and 4 senior military officials in a plane crash near the Turkish capital, Ankara. In a statement on Tuesday, Libya's government of national unity extended its condolences to the families of the victims and to their colleagues in the Libyan armed forces. During the 3-day mourning period, flags at all state institutions will be flown at half-mast, while official ceremonies and celebrations will be suspended, the statement said. The government of national unity extends its sincerest condolences and deepest sympathy to the families of the deceased and to their colleagues in the armed forces, it said, adding prayers for the victims and patience for their families. The UN Security Council renewed the mandate of the African Union Support and Stabilization Mission in Somalia, AUSOM, for another year. The resolution submitted by the UK extends AUSOM's mandate until December 31, 2026. The resolution drew unanimous support with all 15 Council members voting in favour. The members also decided to cease all operations of the UN Transitional Assistance Mission in Somalia, AUTMIAS, as of October 31, 2026. Speaking after the vote, Arki Young, the UK's deputy envoy to the UN, welcomed the adoption and described the mission's role as essential for strengthening stability and security in Somalia. The resolution we have adopted today is clear-eyed about the challenges of the underfunding of AUSOM and UNSOS, UN Support Office in Somalia, liquidity shortfall, he said, adding that the mandate creates a process to enable the informed review of the logistical support provided by the UN. Young also said that to ensure its support to Somalia remains targeted and effective, the Council decision-making must continue to be informed by a comprehensive understanding of the national context into which AUSOM is deployed. Benin's government has rolled out a platform dubbed ePass to facilitate biometric passport application processes for the country's citizens living abroad. The system allows applicants to complete the entire process remotely using contactless fingerprints and facial biometrics, removing the need to travel back home or queue at the embassies and consulates. Available via mobile app and web, ePass enables users to register with their national digital ID and consulate number, submit biometric data and supporting documents, and track their application in real time. According to the government, renewed passports will be delivered within 4 weeks of application validation. The initiative complies with ICAO standards and addresses long-standing challenges faced by the diaspora, including delays, complex procedures, and distance from consular services. The rollout of ePass supports Benin's broader digital transformation agenda and 4D diplomacy strategy, which focus on improving service delivery through digital public infrastructure inspired by Estonia's X-Road model. Moving on to business news, the Democratic Republic of Congo has officially resumed cobalt exports after a 10-month ban imposed to address global oversupply and falling prices. The suspension, introduced in February and initially planned for 4 months, was extended as part of efforts to stabilize the market and protect national revenues. Finance Minister Dodu Fwamba said the measure was aimed at reinforcing the country's sovereignty over its raw materials and improving its influence on price formation. The DRC, which produces about 76% of the world's cobalt, had been losing fiscal revenue due to sustained price declines driven partly by extensive mining operations, including those run by Chinese firms such as CMOC. According to the government, the strategy proved effective, with cobalt prices rising from around $22,000 per ton to over $54,000. Cobalt is a critical input for lithium-ion batteries used in electric vehicles and consumer electronics. The federal government of Nigeria, in partnership with the World Bank, has commenced the implementation of the $500 million Human Capital Opportunities for Prosperity and Equity Governance (HOP-GOV) program aimed at strengthening basic education and primary health care nationwide. The program is designed to improve financial management, accountability, and human resource capacity in the two sectors, which are considered critical to Nigeria's social and economic development. Of the total financing, $480 million is allocated to incentivize states to achieve specific performance-based results, while $20 million is dedicated to program coordination, monitoring, verification, and technical assistance. HOP-GOV operates through two components: a program for results framework that links funding to measurable outcomes, and an investment project financing component that supports implementation and oversight. Key focus areas include increasing funding for schools and primary healthcare facilities, strengthening transparency and accountability in budgeting and audits, and improving recruitment and retention of teachers and healthcare workers. All 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory have expressed interest in participating in the program, which is expected to significantly enhance service delivery and governance in education and healthcare across the country. Now, sports news. Senegal opened their Africa Cup of Nations Group D campaign in dominant fashion, cruising to a 3-0 victory over Botswana on Tuesday evening. The Teranga Lions stamped their authority from the onset, dictating play and creating several chances before Nicholas Jackson broke the deadlock in the 40th minute. The Bayern Munich forward launched onto a precise cross from Ismail Jacobs to give Senegal a well-deserved heading into the break. Jackson doubled his tally 13 minutes into the second half, this time finishing off a fine team move orchestrated by Ismail Sarr. Senegal continued to control proceedings, showing composure and fair as Botswana struggled to contain their relentless pressure. As the clock linked into stoppage time, substitute Nidia added a third goal, converting from a stately assist to cap off a dominant display. With this emphatic win, Senegal not only secured a perfect start to their AFCON 2025 campaign, but also sent a clear message of intent to their Group D rivals. Finally, Sudan's coach James Kwesi Appiah aims to turn the Africa Cup of Nations into a source of joy amid war for the Sudanese people, vowing to every player will give their all to achieve success in the continental tournament in Morocco. Appiah, who led Sudan to qualification despite playing all qualifying matches away from home, said the team will give its all in Morocco. We all know there is a war in Sudan, and I believe this tournament will put some smiles on the faces of all Sudanese, he said ahead of their Group E match against Algeria. We all know there has been no league in Sudan for the past 3 years, but we make sure the team represents itself very well. Captain Bakit Kemis echoed this sentiment, saying the team is proud to compete despite the catastrophic situation at home. Next, let's check yesterday's food results and today's AFCON fixtures. Now we move to weather forecast throughout Africa. That wraps up the news for the hour. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.